Made your sweet grandpa snap in front of the whole family. My grandpa was the gentlest person I knew. A 78-year-old retired high school math teacher who spent his days gardening and building birdhouses. He never raised his voice, never got angry, and always had butterscotch candies in his pocket for the grandkids. Every Sunday, our entire family gathered at my grandparents' house for dinner. It was tradition. Mom's 3 siblings and their families. 15 of us crowded around grandma's dining table eating pot roast and apple pie. These dinners were always peaceful. Grandpa would sit at the head of the table, smiling as he watched everyone eat, occasionally chiming in with a gentle joke or asking about someone's week. My Uncle Mark was the family success story. Fancy lawyer, big house in the suburbs, new BMW every 2 years. He never let anyone forget it, especially his older brother, my Uncle Dave, who worked as a janitor at the local elementary school. That Sunday started like any other. Grandma was in the kitchen putting final touches on dinner. My cousins and I were playing video games in the living room. The adults were on the back porch drinking wine and catching up. Grandpa was in his usual spot, his worn leather armchair by the window, reading glasses perched on his nose, flipping through the Sunday paper. He looked up and smiled when I brought him a glass of iced tea. "Thanks, kiddo," he said, giving my hand a gentle squeeze. "How's that science project coming along?" I told him about my volcano experiment, and he listened with genuine interest, asking questions and suggesting improvements. That was Grandpa, always interested, always supportive. Dinner was served at 5 p.m. sharp, as always. We squeezed around the table, passing dishes, filling plates. Uncle Mark arrived late, making a grand entrance in a brand new tailored suit. "Sorry I'm late," he announced. "Had to close a big case yesterday. The client was so grateful he sent over a case of that fancy wine I like." He set 2 bottles on the table with a flourish. Uncle Dave just nodded politely and asked my cousin about her soccer game. The meal went on normally until Uncle Mark started talking about his recent vacation to Hawaii. "You really should try the resort we stayed at, Dad," he said to Grandpa. "First class all the way. The massage therapist alone are worth the trip." Grandpa nodded and kept eating his pot roast. "Of course," Uncle Mark continued, glancing at Uncle Dave. "It's not cheap, but that's what working hard gets you. Some people understand the value of ambition." My mom shot Uncle Mark a warning look, but he ignored it. "Speaking of which," he said, reaching for his wine glass, "I've been meaning to ask, Dave, how much does the school pay janitors these days? Enough to take a decent vacation at least." The table went quiet. Uncle Dave stared at his plate. "Mark, not now," my aunt whispered. Uncle Mark laughed. "What? I'm just curious. We all made choices in life. I chose law school and 60-hour work weeks. Dave chose, well, pushing a broom." Grandma quickly changed the subject, asking about dessert preferences. The tension eased slightly as conversation shifted to safer topics. But Uncle Mark wasn't done. When Grandma brought out her famous apple pie, he raised his glass again. "To family," he said. "Some of us may have aimed higher than others, but we're all still family." Uncle Dave stood up. "I should get going. Early shift tomorrow." "Running away from the truth again?" Uncle Mark smirked. "Just like you ran away from college after 1 semester." That's when it happened. Grandpa, who had been quietly eating his pie, suddenly slammed his hand on the table so hard the dishes rattled. His face turned red as he pushed himself to his feet. "Enough!" he shouted. We all froze. In my 15 years, I had never heard Grandpa raise his voice. Never. "You think you're better than your brother?" Grandpa's voice trembled with anger as he pointed at Uncle Mark. "You think your fancy suits and expensive vacations make you successful?" Uncle Mark's smug expression vanished. "Let me tell you something about your brother," Grandpa continued, his voice growing stronger. "When you were busy